Hey, Mortgage Coach community, Dave Savage, and today I'm with the one and only Wally Elibiary. Hey, Wally.
What's up, brother? How are you?
It's good to have you, man. Hey, thank you to you and your team for fitting this in. Wally has had just an incredible, everybody's busy, but I know this has been a really tough week for you. I wanted to make sure we did an interview and a call because I know the big fairway event's going on right now. I want this to not only be something valuable to the greater Mortgage Coach community, but something valuable to the whole fairway crew around how you're doing annual reviews. So Wally, tell us how you're doing with annual reviews, what kind of production you're doing, and we'll just have a conversation around it.
Yeah. So again, this is kind of a new journey for me. I've really enjoyed it a lot just because it's a challenge. If you know my business, I go after real estate agents. I coach real estate agents. I really focus on new business. But this is my 20th year in the business. I guess I'm with Dave Savage's help, mortgage coach, Todd Duncan's help. I've definitely learned the power of annual mortgage reviews and keeping a relationship with database. So here's kind of my stats the last, I'd say a little bit less than 90 days. So 80 days-ish. So I've done 60 annual mortgage reviews. And with those 60, the first 5 or 10, full transparency, man, my clients are like, Wally, you okay? Like I was fumbling through them, just totally nervous as all get out. And it's like riding a bike backwards or something. It was so difficult to have a conversation because I already made the commission and closed. So I've gotten really good at it lately, especially near the end, and actually being brave enough. I would never have thought of that. But being brave enough to be able to feel like I'm worthy enough to ask for a referral to their financial advisor or CPA or a family will attorney and to refer them one of mine. Or before, I was trying to either get the refinance, trying to get the purchase, trying to get into the relationship, reconnect. But now I understand how much value because of the success stories I've had with referrals back to my realtors, referrals back to my CPAs, referrals back to my financial advisors. I'm struggling with a family will attorney one right now, being transparent. But so I know those 6 AMRs, we did 31 updated Mortgage Edge. I'm sorry, not Mortgage Edge. Annual client review presentations. I'm getting that word down.
It's all good. It's all good.
I never claimed to be the brightest. So and that's 30 different new videos that I've made 30 different times that we're breaking down options for clients. But I'd say probably what's super cool about it is 75% of those, it's how they can remove monthly mortgage insurance using paying extra principal, decreasing the interest and paying less shorter years, not necessarily chasing the refinance. Where I was kind of secretly before trying to chase the refinance or chase the production. Those 30 Mortgage Edge presentations, the annual client review presentations came out to 19 loan applications. So 19 clients said, you know what, my world's kind of changed. I want to buy a rental property, which is super cool because that's a referral back to my real estate agent. My world's kind of changed and, I got a raise and I want to do a 15-year fix now. I'm very proud of that 19 applications out of the 30 annual mortgage reviews. The edges. Then Lock have funded 13 loans. So $4 million production, which is super cool because that's like another, I think we're almost about 20 million year to date through March. Personally, TW is Team Wally. So 20 million year to date, and 4 million of that has been annual client reviews from Dave's help and Todd Duncan's help.
Love it. So Mortgage Coach community, this is a conversation we've been having. If you're watching this, you're in our YouTube channel. We have a playlist called Annual Reviews, so you can hear the original interview I had with Wally when he declared, coming out of Sales Master, he's like, my biggest takeaway is that I need to start doing annual reviews. I've hit this glass ceiling of what is about 100 million in production you're doing.
Correct. Yeah.
And if I want to go beyond that, best strategy is for me to keep doing what I'm doing with realtors and new business, but I need to add a focus and a process around annual reviews. So remember, there's lots of content. The Rick Shear interview, Wally and I aren't here to kind of bake the cake. We're here to give you an update on the success he's having, the challenges he's having, So Wally, just really quick, walk us through your process. You have a team, they're helping schedule these meetings. How long are the meetings taking? Who's updating the total cost analysis? Is someone on your team doing that? Are you doing that? Give us just a little feel to the process that you have to do it.
Yeah, you bet. So I'm a model guy, and I started being a model guy about almost 4 years ago, back when I was doing 36 million, then went to 45 million, then 80 million to 100 million in 4 years. And I understood the business of scalability. So here's kind of the model, here's kind of the blueprint behind the scenes, and adapt, swipe, reduplicate, just go for it, or reach out to me on Coach Wally on Facebook, and I can break this down for you more in detail. But we use BombBomb videos to go out to the clients via email. We use Agent Legend as a video text to the to that AMR, the client. A video text is Agent Legend, phenomenal software. Max is 15 seconds in a video. And then we use Slide Aisle. So we use BombBomb, Agent Legend, and Slide Aisle. So I'm leveraging technology to reach out to these past clients. Now I'm structuring that in a 9-point call strategy over a 2-week period. Okay, 9-point call strategy over a 2-week period. And then we might want to do another video. I'll go more in detail if you want. But then the next thing from there is they call back. Well, they call back to a Ring Central number. That Ring Central number is managed by one of my assistants or production partners. My production partner receives that call. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Wally's in a meeting right now. I know he just tried to call you, but what's your availability look like this afternoon? I have his calendar up. So I walk in the office daily today and every day. It's his team standard where I follow my calendar and I come in and AMRs are already scheduled on my calendar. I leverage technology and I leverage a human production partner to get them scheduled. At the same time, my production partner in the calendar invite put a copy of their Mortgage Edge presentation, the total cost analysis that they closed at closing. So they put that in there, and what's super cool about that is then I can go through and say, hey, we structured your mortgage this way. What's going on in your life? How has it been performing? I know it's kind of weird getting a phone call from a lender, and I promise you, I've already cashed the commission, but I just want to make sure that I still did a good job for you years later, or a year later, or 6 months later, or 3 years later, to make sure that you know that I value you as a long-term client. So tell me, how's it performing? Man, I've had great feedback. Some clients talk about, the escrow sucks, or, my escrow is short, or, hey, it's super cool. I'm on a 15-year, I'm paying so much principal. I mean, you get this from complete different range of different answers back from the clients, but it opens dialogue. Again, I've done a horrible, poor job of keeping in touch with my database past clients. So these candidly could be easily clients that I haven't talked to in 6 months, a year, 3 years, 4 years. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing. So do the annual client review with them on the phone. At the end of the call, probably about 75% through the call, I'm asking them, do they have access to a amortization schedule? Do they have an access to software that can help them see how much more principal they'll pay, how much less interest they'll pay, and how many less years they'll have to pay that principal interest for? 99.9% of the time, their answer is, no, I don't. Or maybe I can go to Google it. I said, you know what? You're a valued client of mine. My team and I are going to put together a annual client review presentation for you. I'm going to break down for you how your current loan is structured today, how it compares to the market, and then also show you how if you add an extra $50, $100, $150 extra towards your mortgage, how that would actually impact your principal structure, your interest savings, and how many less years you've got to pay on the mortgage. They're tickled pink, absolutely tickled pink. So from there, I get off the phone. We just got a new CRM called Jingo. Neil, my chief of technology, programmed it, and I just go in there and make a note for David, and I assign him a task. Hey, David, I need an updated mortgage edge. These are the specifics on the annual client review. It's in John Smith. I assign him the task. I assign him the deadline. Our team standard is within 24 hours. He has a mortgage the updated Edge to me. The next team standard is the next business day by 10 a.m. I will make a video. I made 4 this morning. I'll make a video breaking down, thanking them. Then the team standard is that David, my assistant, sends out to the client the presentation with my video embedded, with a picture of the video embedded in the body of the email. And then from there, sends out to also a schedule once calendar invite to see if they want to call back to review it with me and where I can kind of coach them. I skipped a part, by the way, I'm really sorry, which was a very valuable part. Before I get off the call with them on the annual client mortgage review, I ask them and say, hey, I used to ask in the beginning, hey, how's your CPA, or can I refer you somebody or a financial advisor? And that worked poorly. Did a really crappy job. The results were really low. So now I'm like, hey, we're so blessed. We're growing again business-wise. I'm looking for some really great financial advisors or CPAs or family will attorneys. Tell me about your wealth team, which I stole this from Dave Savage. Tell me about your wealth team. And they're like, my wealth team? I said, yeah. Do you have a team around you that surrounds you to help grow your wealth, protect you from any kind of negative debt, and help ensure your family's legacy at what you're working so hard to build? What's super cool is that's been able to open the door. Yeah, my CPA is phenomenal. Great. Well, may I please get his contact information? I love to sit down. Or, dude, yeah, my CPA doesn't even know the first thing about wealth. Well, I've got a great guy for you. So that's worked out really well. That's probably about 70% or so of the referrals I'm giving back out. The other 30% of the referrals are referrals back to my real estate teams that I've done loans with, or that the original referring partner from this. And that's been super cool, being able to pick up the phone and call a realtor and refer a $400,000 purchase. And that's really beneficial. So, Dave, I know I've babbled, but cut me off. Ask questions.
Hey, you did not babble. That was incredible. We got a great script that I think will help everybody get more referrals in the conversation. That was huge. Thank you for walking through your process to schedule the meetings. I am going to put a link down below to my interview with Rick Scher. He has a similar process, but he sends an email, and in that email, it's like, hey, if you want to schedule a meeting, click below. And he uses schedule once too, and then some people use Calendly. And then Rick hits them with a text and a, what's the dialing? Slide dial. So, yeah. For anybody who's listening to this, I am hearing a best practice that, hey, there's a multi-channel approach of at least 2 touch points, most likely 3, where you have an auto scheduling tool to do this. So Wally has a team, Rick has a team. If you're an individual loan officer and you don't have a team, you can still do this. It's just sending out an email with, hey, it's your annual review, click below to schedule it, and then delivering that total cost analysis conversation, get the referrals. So Wally, you were awesome. Everybody watching this, if you got value and you liked it, give us a like, share it with your mortgage friends, share it on Facebook, share it via email. Hopefully you got value. Wally, any last words of wisdom you want to share before we wrap up this call?
I'd say just a personal favor. So if you know me, for friends on Facebook, if you can go pull up Coach Wally on Facebook. So, and just give me some feedback on videos. I'm running out of things to talk about, believe it or not. So what about my business do you want to know more about that I can make a video breaking down or tell you what technologies or what systems or what models we do? So go to Coach Wally on Facebook and let me know what else you want to see. But man, just a big thanks to Todd Duncan, to Dave Savage, Mortgage Coach. You guys have allowed me to really tap into the equity of my mortgage business. 20 years in the business, I feel that I've never had equity. I'm just an engine. I'm an engine, and I'm running. But I'm very thankful that you guys have allowed me to build another leg to my business. That the next vision in 2019, I'll be reduplicating myself in a production partner that will manage this moving forward.
Love it. Love it. One last ask for everybody. You're watching this right now. Most likely you're watching it from one of our Facebook channels, our Facebook Productivity Mastermind group. If there is other questions you have, or if you have a script, share it below in comments. If you have a question for Wally, share it below in comments. engage with Wally and his channel. And Wally, thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you taking time.
See you. Bye-bye.